Revolution. So with that said, I do have a co-caster for at least he's going to join me for the first series here today. I'm going to be joined by Squirry here of Revolution. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Yeah, glad to be here, and it's going to be an exciting matchup, I hope.
Yeah, I think it should be. Now, of course, Evil Corporation is the absolute favorite here, but I mean, as I was talking about, Panty's Boys is really showing that that they can't compete. Again, a 2-0 victory over the Cycle 2 champions in Fresh. So I'm expecting some good competition, at least, right here. So, but yeah, I thank you for joining me. I know you're going to be playing actually later today. So, but casting this first series, however, and excited to have you here. So. All right, let's start talking about the draft, though. What do we got here? Midas, Tremble, Fade, Clanks, the initial bands. We have Parasite and Moraxis, Tundra and Moira, and Dark Liddy in a Magnus. Parasite Tundra is kind of making a comeback here, apparently.
Yeah, it's been picked up a lot lately, and Tundra after the Veiled Rot change with the bird has been picked up a lot more, and yeah, it's been doing really good in this cycle, especially.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, I mean, why do you think it's kind of getting that attention? Is it just happen to be the meta? I mean, is it just people were like, oh yeah, Tundra's good once again? I mean, what do you think did it?
No, I think it's really just the change with the Veiled Rot, that you can actually scout people that already rotted, and it helps a lot. I mean, Veiled Rot is a tool that gets more and more attention, and right now we're in a stage where it's like a huge factor, and Tundra is kind of a counterplay to them. Mm-hmm. And we already see the kind of aggressive lineup from the Hellborn, so it's definitely... Wait.
I love it.
Is Zephyr actually pickable, no?
Yeah, no, it was never not pickable. It was just a quote-unquote gentleman's agree on a ban. But obviously it's been eligible. Now, he did get some nerfs. So, clearly it's pickable. Now, they're saying in chat, I don't know if they're okay.
No, I'm fairly sure it's actually not allowed in this cycle.
Really?
I'm fairly sure, yeah. It's been something that had been discussed in the start of this cycle.
Okay, I'll try to get confirmation on that then too. I mean, from my understanding, as far as the admins go, they haven't said anything about it. Whether or not it's agreed by the teams is completely different. But interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
If the admins actually confirmed, then I don't.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about it.
Well, it's not going to be picked up here, so yeah, I guess. Dang it! I was excited to see it, but all right. So they're going to go Corrupted Disciple. They're saying. It looks like instead. So, okay, going to go the CD pickup here. So, well, what do you think of CD then here?
It's super good against TDL in general. So I like it a lot. I mean, yeah, also with the Pearl and also a hero that gets more and more attention lately. So, yeah, I definitely like the Corrupted here. So.
All right. Yeah, but you mentioned Pearls, definitely, absolutely. I mean, being introduced and getting some changes here, and have definitely brought her onto the scene finally, I think, as an actual true support here, and that's been exciting to see. I mean, her skill set, man, especially the Soothing Presence. It's again, it's essentially stronger than an Astrolabe on a shorter cooldown. That's an ability. So. It's a pretty cool tool to have on top of her skill set. Now she doesn't have a stun. I think is of course her biggest weakness, but overall I think strong. What the hell are they doing here? By the way, what?
Bringing mid wars.
What is going on? Oh my God, this is it. On tour cycle 3, everyone. Here we go. This is for obviously it's a remake. They're just kind of screwing around here. Evil Corporation wins it. Yeah. I don't know what just happened. Anyways, but yeah, I'm excited to see Pearl. Pearl, me being a support player myself, I was definitely excited for these changes, and I think she has a lot of potential to really be a strong support option. So, I mean, but they're going to be running a dual support, right? They got Moira as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we think the lanes are going to be? I mean, we don't have the lineup in front of us right now, but because they got Moira, Pearl, Corrupted, and then it was Moraxis, Magnus, I want to say. Was there 5?
Should be like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Leads me to think that they're gonna try to apply pressure on the TDL, which is definitely a smart decision when you have a corrupted that does pretty fine himself on the lane.
Yeah. Okay. So Trowling coming out here. Deadwood, by the way, was, the final pick for Evo Corporation, and I know they have history of Zane playing it in that suicide lane, so I'm blanking on their full 5 lineup, so not exactly sure what we should expect with where to have him. I'll have to get back to this game. What is Matthias doing here? Matthias is spectating. Why isn't he actually playing? That is curious. Anyways.
Probably he hasn't played during the week, so they probably feel more comfortable playing with just V here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I mean, they've been practicing quite a bit, which has really been interesting to me. I wasn't expecting this team to be that active. I kind of was expecting them to kind of be a, we're just happy to be in Diamond kind of team for the time being. But they've been practicing, so it's cool to see. And the results kind of show for that. Have you guys played them yet? Do you guys still play?
Yeah, we have.
You did? Okay. Played them earlier.
Yeah, they also played surprisingly good against us. I mean, to be fair, we were honestly surprised, expecting Penny's boys to probably play relegation at least.
Yeah. Well.
And yeah, they're doing really surprisingly good, and that probably has a lot to do with them scrimming and practicing a lot as well.
Yeah. Well, gotta think of that, so. All right, but that's right, they had Tundra, so it is going to be Zane with the Deadwood here. So yeah, again, can't say too surprised, considering he does that quite frequently. But where's Parasite going to end up? Looks like he has boots. He's interested in going to the top lane currently in the aggressive jungle. Would that surprise you if he ends up in the aggressive jungle here?
I mean, it looks like they're expecting the Hellborn side to kind of run an aggressive dual lane at least. Yeah, and it's probably going to help them a lot. I mean, Andro Deadwood is quite a strong lane, and then with a Parasite on top of that, it's definitely going to apply a lot of pressure on Corrupted as well.
Ooh, they have a nice uphill right here. Oh man, they might catch Dark Lady actually. Tries a Harkon. Oh, it's actually going to hit. The Charging Strike's already used. In comes the Asphyxiate. And Dark Lady's in a lot of trouble. She's forced to run in an awkward spot over here. I mean, she's dead. This is a bloodlust kill. It's just a matter of how long it takes. Yep, down he goes. Fabelli on Moraxis gets credit for the bloodlust kill. That's a huge start for Panties Boys.
Yeah, it was very sneaky movement as well, going into their woods like that and then happening to catch the TDL. So yeah, definitely a nice first spot for them.
Yeah, they were on the uphill perfectly timed right there. I mean, both the Dark and there's even, I think it was Tundra on the other side, just couldn't see them because of the uphill vision that they had to deal with. So, well played indeed, and obviously big start for them. Everyone getting assist by Masera, actually, so he's the only one that didn't really kind of benefit from it. But as a team, they are able to take advantage of it. Yeah, the other cool thing about Pearl, I always like to think about, what she can purge off. Obviously she can now do it even defensively here. But there's a lot. I mean, Dark Lady Dark Blades is one of the first things that comes to mind, though, and that's a pretty strong thing to be able to purge. As Moira, by the way, she's going to go down. Penny, I don't know what that was. Why was she there? Wasn't paying attention.
He was trying to ward up.
Okay.
Or counter what rather the hard camp, or block the hard camp, so Parasite can't utilize that.
Yeah. Well, gets caught doing so. But yeah, do you think maybe that had a little bit to do with it, the Pearl pickup, or is just Pearl like just a strong support nowadays? So just they wanted a defensive support, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean Pearl brings a lot to the table, a lot of defensive mechanism as he's going on.
Wow. Yeah. Nice find there. The roam is real from ECX as they find Pearl and easily set up the kill. Moira, in the meantime, she comes in a little late. This is going to be fine, though. As it starts to Harkon sound a little too strong right there. But clearly this Andromeda, man, is a lot of early roam here from near, and that's causing some issues for this Hellborn side. So, but as I say that, now she's actually in trouble. Parasite, not much she's going to be able to do right here. Asphyxiate comes out for the slow. Andromeda going to throw the stun onto Moira. Magma's trying to run in there. It's only a level 2 lava surge. I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough. Well, maybe. Actually cuts through the trees while play. Whirl Bubble pushes forward. There's the stun, and there's the kill. Masera gets credit on in the air. So just as we're complimenting the roam working out pretty well, it ends up going down.
Yeah. I find it kind of questionable that Pearl died mid, actually, as it's fairly obvious the Parasite is going to focus on the mid lane, as he only has the one camp close to the mid lane. So, yeah, and the timing was just, like, yeah, it's a bit questionable, but near overextending a bit and paying for it again. So, yeah, but I'm fairly surprised that they actually dual lane Magnus Pearl mid.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting to see.
So yeah, you were talking about the possibility of a tri-lane here, but maybe it was them kind of reacting to what was said. But I mean, I guess they kind of did run an aggressive pseudo tri-lane themselves to the Legion side, so it almost seems like, yeah, Pearl being top might have made more sense, but I guess they want to protect Magnus and get his farm. That would be the ultimate goal here, so far, I would assume that's doing pretty well. 15-3 against the Tundra, who's 16-0. So it's doing good for Magnus, but it's not really helping against Tundra, who's doing actually really good. So does that surprise you a little bit that Tundra's actually doing so well here, even in a 2 versus 1?
Actually not, no. I mean, he can just spam his Q as bottom lane, more access.
Yeah, I was watching this actually. Dark Lady, the patience on Immoboy right there was pretty absurd. He's going to look for a chase now. Taint Soul comes out. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. And, yeah, Moraxis will live. But, yeah, he really was being very patient there, using the charging strikes. Finally used it with 1 auto attack away from death, trying to set up a turn kill. But Moraxis just a little too tanky. I feel like we say that often, so it's going to be fine. Uh-oh, top lane. Deadwood's actually going to be fine. Looks like, okay. Anywho. But, yeah, so Tundra's able to have a pretty good success here. In fact, also, having a kill on top of this. Does that surprise you?
Nah, I mean, yeah, it was pretty much the early rotation that gave him the pretty early bottle, and then he's able to spam his Q to get creep kills.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I still think Hellborn is kind of favored right now, as they're winning 3 lanes. It's only the Parasite that is, yeah, kind of favoring the Legion side right now.
Yeah, Tank Effect, as usual, doing pretty good. Now he's going to get caught right here by Magnus. If Pearl can get close enough, she can maybe asphyxiate him right here. Actually, okay, he knew that he was dead, so went for a turn kill. Pearl realized that. Here comes the Aurora. It connects. 1 auto attack away. The Cold Shoulder does set up the kill, but at what cost here? Tundra will go down as he charged into death, essentially. The hasted Magnus is doing a lot of work right here. And he has another stun in 2 seconds. This is going to be another kill on top of it. Wow. The roam here is powerful right now on the side of Panties Boys. And, I mean, Fabelli is off to an enormous start. Meanwhile, top lane, you got a kill on a Deadwood, and they're going to dive Dark Lady. And all of a sudden, the Magnus goes down. So that definitely is going to backfire. Now here come the TPs. And now Fabelli is in trouble. In fact, he is going to fall. So maybe overextending a little too much there was Panties Boys. But, I mean, the big picture, they still did a lot of work, but they just gave up an assist and a kill to Dark Lady, which is not usually good.
Yeah, that was just really well played by Immoboy as well. I mean, getting the silence off in the right time so Magnus couldn't stun, that was really well played. Otherwise, he would have been dead for sure. And, yeah, I mean, that is just pretty good for Immoboy, especially. Picking up the Life Tube now, being able to sustain himself against the more access that's applying a lot of pressure on bottom.
Yeah. Oh, Pearl, meantime, gets caught by Andromeda, but just kind of some rune control coming out here. You see, he picked up the double damage, but that's another reason why Pearl's pretty strong. That Purge effect just takes it right off. So, not going to be able to use that for a possible setup. This Hellborn team, I mean, it seems like the lineup is definitely built around get that early farm and then let's push as a team lineup. I mean, Corrupted Disciple is a great carry for that. Pearl is an excellent support for that especially. Is there a timing that you're kind of expecting this to happen here from Panties Boys where a certain item maybe that they're going to wait for and then group up and start pushing, or what?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the PKs. I mean, PKs on Moraxis. Okay, he's probably not going to get the PK too soon, but yeah, Magnus definitely going to be the timing they're waiting for.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Magnus, going in. No, the Avalanche connects first. He did not time that the best. And actually, they're looking for a turn. Magnus nearly dies. That would have been really embarrassing. Essentially a 3 versus 1, nearly getting a turn kill, and they didn't even take out Tundra. So, yeah, not able to get that eruption off. They didn't have a follow-up stun, or the timing, again, was just simply off there. So that could have been devastating, but at least they survive on the Hellborn side as Deadwood's roaming about. I don't think he's going to get anything here, though. But, yeah, Deadwood roaming all the way to the bottom lane, as we just saw, to take out Moraxis. Or to help do that. So some good movement here from Zane early on in the game. And, I think that's actually what helps make Deadwood a decent suicide, and Zane is kind of showing that, where you get Striders on this hero earlier on, and he can actually be a great at just roaming and setting up kills, and now he's level 6, in fact. So he's going to be able to Willowmaker here.
I have to say the hero is even stronger when you can just do the clear cutting.
Yeah.
And it's just so simple to set up kills like that. But he didn't actually skill that.
Yeah, he actually passes that up for the Rotten Grasp to get that maxed out as soon as possible in the Oak Bull damage. And right there, the Willowmaker to help finish off Moraxis. So again, this roam, this is a suicide Deadwood. That's now 240 gold per minute at 3-1-0 right here. Safe to say he's definitely accomplishing plenty for Evil Corporation right now. So Corrupted Disciple, who, by the way, is being played by Zlapt. It's been kind of interesting, too, kind of seeing the roles here on this team. And Zlapt really has been the carry for the most part, it seems like, in their success. He was the carry in both of the games against Fresh, so it seems like that they're settled with this now, and he's off to a great start here. 370 gold per minute on this Corrupted Disciple. You talked about the portal keys on Magnus and Moraxis. Obviously, those are pretty, well, obvious. But Corrupted Disciple, what would you like to see on him?
It's probably going to be the Geometries. I think it's going to be Geometries first and then BKB. That's what I would do, I think. I mean, Geometries is so good against TDL, just because it removes the silence immediately, and then you can get your conduit off. So, yeah. I would either see that or a Shrunken Head first.
What about a staff? Is that not something you think would be a good pickup here?
I mean, it's a good item, but this early on probably doesn't provide too much.
Okay.
I mean, later on, I can definitely see it. So the Hellborn team doesn't really have too much physical damage besides Corrupted, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out.
All right, well, we'll see what Zlapt goes for here. He just bought something. It's on the way in the courier, so...
I got an Energizer.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's Energizer earlier on in the game. It's safe to say, I think, a pretty solid pickup there. As Magnus farming along, nearly 1,500 gold saved up, so Macera's getting there with the potential portal key, of course. That's good to see for the Hellborn side. Dark Liddy, the Rune Cleaver, it's coming along, though. Immaboy playing the Dark Liddy, of course. Rune Cleaver is going to be done here. Just needs one more broadsword, it looks like. Now, he's sitting on red boots, actually, so he is pretty squishy for the time being. But I don't know if the Hellborn team is going to necessarily be able to take advantage of that. Maybe unless they get the portal key on Magnus here and then make a move. But do you think, should that be kind of the first target, that once the portal key is picked up on Magnus, they should look to gank Dark Liddy, perhaps? Or?
I honestly don't think they can. I mean, the rotation from Legion team, especially from Zane and Tenkaf at bottom, was just so good that, I mean, TDL shouldn't be on this high GPM if he was 1v1 against the Moraxis.
Yeah.
And I think it's too late now. I mean, he's going to have it in, what, 700 gold? And then he's not going to be on bottom lane anymore. He's going to go rotate into the jungle, maybe take some mansions, which are not stacked yet. But, yeah, I think it's too late. By the time Magnus will get his PK, he's going to have Cleaver.
Yeah. We'll see what they try to do with this. You look at the bottom lane, speaking of that. Deadwood, once again, I think Moraxis has learned his lesson, though. He's died twice now to this Deadwood really assisting. He's not going to make it a third time. You see Fabelli's like, okay, Deadwood's missing, I'm just going to sit back. And that's good that he is, because, yeah, if he pushed up any bit right here, he would once again be dead. So... Zane being very patient, but in the end, I don't know if it's necessarily going to get a kill out of it this time around. But they're going to get a tower kill at least. Not much Moraxis can do right here unless he goes YOLO, which it looks like he might. TP's coming in. The Rotten Craftsman actually misses. And Moraxis is trying to bait them out now, but they're not going to fall for it. With Corrupted porting in, you can tell that Evil Corporation had no intention of picking a fight right there. And they fall back, so...
they really wanted to go there as Magnus just picked up his PK.
And he's going to use it on the middle lane, actually. Tundra going to get caught right here by Magnus. Initial stun, but just not enough lockdown again. Tundra going to be fine. They deny the tower at least, and got a couple TPs mid as a result too, but ultimately not able to make a fight happen, so going to have to continue to farm, it looks like. So yeah, Magnus gets the portal key, unable to really use it effectively off the bat though. And now they know that he has it here, so. Well, Dark Lady already has the Rune Cleaver, 12.5 minutes in. Again, she won it with just red boots as well, but still pretty impressive start here.
Yeah, it's looking really grim for the Hellborn side right now. Even though Corrupted is like a huge counter to TL, he needs to be kinda up with the form as well there. And honestly, Slept is not doing too good here.
Yeah.
Sitting on 360 GPM, it's not what you want to have on a short lane carry that's pretty much been farming for 13 minutes.
Well, I do feel like that, yeah, he tried to get obviously involved, and putting to the bottom lane like that, it clearly delayed quite a bit, so that's what really has dropped him here. And yeah, that's where that decision definitely came into play. Of it could have worked out if a fight happened, but Evil Corporation didn't let the fight happen, so he had to run all the way back to the top lane and continue to farm, but no doubt that easily had a 20 to 30 GPM decrease here onto that Corrupted. So it looks like he might be going the Shrunken Head first, by the way, or at least he gets the Mighty Blade for now. We'll see if he just wants that to tank up a little bit for the time being, or if he actually chooses to go all the way into it. I mean, Pearl's level 6, however, so they do have that preservation from her. The fight does break out. But yeah, I think it's safe to say Evil Corporation doesn't necessarily want to make a fight happen, so they're not really giving them the obvious chance here for that to take place.
They could just keep on farming, get the puzzle box on Parasite, and actually, is Mbamba, is he going to still sit on the red boots? So he goes Abyssal before.
Wow.
Okay.
Greedy, man.
Yeah, that's pretty greedy, especially when you don't have stack engines, so you can't really utilize the lifesteal anyways.
That's true, actually, but well, it gets it here. But this even goes more to the logic, though, that again he still is in a very vulnerable spot. But Hellborn team not necessarily really doing it too aggressive in terms of maybe trying to make a point here. But top lane, by the way, speaking of making a point, Magnus. Deadwood and Tundra coming in, but Deadwood just could not get the ultimate off before the invis. If they had Dust, easy kill, but they did not. And now Deadwood, he's the one in trouble. Tundra saying sayonara as he's trying to get out of here, but Deadwood, not the same story. He eventually is, I'm sure, yeah. In fact, Slapped comes in to secure the kill, so that's, yeah, not having Dust, that was crucial there.
Yeah, that was a pretty greedy decision. I mean, they probably didn't expect Magnus to be there anyways, so they didn't think of bringing Dust to kill him.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's the only target that really matters for here. It just so happens that he was the one, so. Moraxis, 100 gold away from a portal key, and oh, you do not want to be doing that. Masera giving up a kill to Dark Lady in the meantime at the bottom lane. And now her farm is even higher. 530 GPM. Holy crap. She is really getting up there now. How did that even happen? Corrupted? Uh-oh, he's in trouble. There's that preservation, keeping him in place with a swap right out. And now the melee going in. Andromeda is going to be picked up. But that preservation, it's actually doing some work right here. And the Legion team, they're doing what they shouldn't be doing, picking a fight right here. Deadwood. He's going to try to run away, clear-cutting through the trees. Can he actually make the escape? He's going a very interesting path. And it actually works out for Zane right there, so well played as he ends up making the escape. But, yeah, I mean, that's where the strength lies right now for the Hellborn team, is definitely when it comes to team fights. So that almost went bad for Evil Corporation, but it didn't in the end.
Yeah, Evil Corporation just feels that they have a huge lead right now, which they do, but they still don't have the kind of team that wants to fight at this point. I mean, TDL has a lot of form, and I mean, it's kind of the point. He can fight now easily, but you don't need to. So, yeah, that's pretty much just what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that was a huge Pearl ulti that pretty much saved the day for them.
Yeah, I gotta say, for the longest time, I actually wasn't even aware on the preservation that of the heal it does, the health per second that it increases when you're standing in it. So not only is it good for, obviously, it knocks people away, then it makes range attacks in general not do anything to them, but the heal. So, you know, there's good reason to want to stay in that as long as possible. And you saw Corrupted right there, not only dodging range attacks because of it, but, again, healing up because of it as well. So it really is just a very strong ability amongst team fights, if you can force the action around it, of course. Ooh, this is a big find here. I don't think they're gonna have enough. Oh, maybe they will actually. Morax is coming in. Dark Lady is gonna be bursted. They had a lot more nearby than I expected, and Imavoy ends up going down. That's a huge find there by the Hellborn side. Talk about a find. That's a big kill. 515 bonus gold too for Zlapt actually, who got credit for it.
Yeah, that's the new gold contribution for hero kills coming into play right there. And actually very interesting to me is he decides to get Alchemist Boons.
Wait, what? Really? Okay.
Yeah. So he really thinks he needs to recover, which I agree on, but I don't think that's the right way to recover as a Corrupted.
Top lane in the meantime, Deadwood. Oh, the swap in the last second. It's not going to matter. Asphyxiate does get credit for the kill. However, Moira is going to die in response. Preservation to push away Andromeda as she's trying to TP. Well played by Pearl there. And she will go down. That's not an ability you may think about stopping TPs with, but it does. So, well played by Pearl. And then making it a 2-for-1 exchange. But yeah, that Corrupted Disciple going the Alkbones. So recovering, but I mean, they are going up against a Parasite. Does that make it a little bit more logical, you think? Or is it still not worth it?
I guess it's a preference thing. I wouldn't go for it. I think it's very greedy, especially when you're up against a TTL, where you really just need to get those early items to compete with the, Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And he's not that tanky, so even if he, let's say he's using it on the level 3 puzzle box, and then you have a Falcon Punch on him, he's gonna die for sure. Mm-hmm. And that goes through BKB, so even if he gets his Shrunken, it's not really gonna matter too much if he's actually, or if they manage to let Deadwood jump on Corrupted.
Yeah. Yeah, I also do find it a little strange, too, because it does make, not only for recovery, like you're saying, but it's almost making a statement that they want to kind of farm on in this game. They don't want to force fights in here and push towers, which, again, with their lineup, it seems like that they would. And Corrupted's that kind of carry, too. He's that team-pushing carry that you usually like to have for that. So, well, I mean, we'll definitely see if it works out for Panties Boys. And, I mean, right now, this is definitely a pretty even game. Dark Lady does remain on top, though, despite her death recently at over 500 gold per minute here. But got to say, Panties Boys, you got to give them credit, though. They are definitely roaming around here constantly. Magnus and Moraxis especially, and looking for these kills. As they might find another one in the middle. No, not going to happen.
I mean, they can easily take it to late game as well. Especially the Pearl is really good against kind of Tundra TDL Parasite. Especially against TDL, it goes through Shrunken Head now, the ulti.
Yeah.
So,
true.
It's going to negate a lot of jump potential from TDL.
That was a patch change, wasn't it? Where it now pushes back Shrunken Head targets. So, yeah, even will help more to get those melee. There is a lot of melee here, and that 4 melee in fact. So that's where you do look at the Pearl pick and kind of think about it like, well, actually, it's not really mitigating a lot of ranged, but yeah, we'll push them back. It does do the heal still, and so it still is a pretty powerful. But also, obviously, kind of. She's also going to get the burst, as I think that's what you're getting at too with her E, the Soothing Presence, how, essentially like an Astrolabe. So the burst comes in, she pops that, and it's kind of negated a little bit. So middle lane, wow, they're going to find Parasite actually. Parasite goes down. I wonder if that was Alkbones to catch him right there, but they caught him sneaking around. I'll gladly pick up the kill there.
Yeah. Kind of strange positioning, but he did get the tower, I believe, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Probably still worth it for Legion team.
Yeah. Yeah, they did, yeah. Wow, they got 2 tower kills right there. They got the top one as well. So overall, not too shabby. Dark Lady is much bigger and better. Does have that shrunken head now. And probably going to be a Geo's or maybe a Frostburn. We'll see what Dark Lady chooses to go here. What about...
Yeah.
Or go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about what I said earlier, that Pearl is actually pretty good against TDL, but now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, the Cover of Darkness is probably like a really good tool against the Pearl ulti as well. Kind of screwing up the coordination, and yeah, that's pretty much what Pearl needs, I think.
Huh. Yeah, that's true. Now her Asphyxiate will purge off that debuff, but again, it's only on one target, and is she actually going to have that up for that timing too? So yeah, it's not something that you can just expect it to be able to. So I guess I'm getting at it's not really a counter either, but yeah, that's a good point with the preservation there. So she has a portal key, by the way. Wow, Pearl actually farming enough to get the PK here. Is that actually a good pickup, you think?
Definitely. I mean, that's kind of the go-to item for kind of Pearl. I mean, he's all about pushing away people from the center, and that's kind of where you have to position yourself, being the center, and yeah, push people away.
Yeah.
Imba is doing a fantastic job this game on split pushing, getting another bottom tier 2 tower.
Jeez, 600 gold per minute now. It's just every time you look at it, it's just that much higher here as far as the gold per minute for Imba Boy Dark Lady. Continuing to get scary and scarier. But the Hellborn team, they're trying to counter-push the middle tower. They're having trouble, though. I guess this isn't the greatest sieging team here on the Hellborn side. They're not the greatest at pushing in towers, and that's definitely showing right now. They're having trouble taking out a secondary middle tower when Dark Lady's pushing now into their base here, essentially. So that's got to be a little worrisome now that they're going to go for it right here. But again, Dark Lady, she's going to get the base tower at this rate, as she is going to start falling back now, but... Jeez, this split push, the counter push is definitely real. In fact, they're trying to TP out, but Tedwood, he finds Pearl at least, and that should definitely be a kill on her. She's going to pop the bubble. But, oh my god, the portal key actually, she may actually escape right here because of the portal key. But Deadwood's 3 more seconds on the PK. Nope, not going to get her. So well played by Just V at least to get away there. But, yeah, it's got to be a little concerning if you're Panties Boys. You're kind of getting out-pushed by a solo Dark Lady.
Parasite was, in the meantime, pushing top as well. And they were actually trying to set up on him with the Moira ulti, but Corrupted didn't TP, so they didn't have Alchemist Bones to get through the catapult.
Yeah.
So yeah, he managed to escape as well, and getting some damage on the tower, on the top base tower.
Yeah, and the lead is, I want to say the biggest it's been so far. It's not much. Only 6,200 gold lead and 6,700 experience lead right now. But top lane... Jump coming out for the Legion side. Corrupt the disciple, the target. That's going to be a big one. They get the kill in the end. Moira coming in with the illusion, but clearly coming way too late. So there's the, you know, we really haven't seen this combination do a lot of work this game, the Parasite Tundra. But, you know, that's obviously a big kill and almost makes up for that. Meanwhile, Moraxis is going to be caught by Deadwood here. And wow. Dark Lady follows it up and just cuts him down shortly after. And I believe I just saw Dark Lady get an Assassin Shroud, by the way, which is coming out here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe they could just push the base, but they're probably going to go for the safe Conqueror kill here.
Yeah. Gonna head towards that area. Bottom lane? No. Gonna be fine. Yeah, I mean, the items right now on the Hellborn side, I mean, again, they got a lot of the portal keys, especially Pearl, as we talked about too, but nothing's really, you know, flashy. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, no, I was going to say, another Alchemist Bones, that's just overdoing it, man. You need other items here. It's more Parasite's not winning this game. It's more so Dark Lady.
I think Macero was just frustrated because they really wanted to set up on top on the Parasite, and they really just didn't have the damage to get him out of the catapult. And yeah, I mean, Parasite is having a lot of impact in this game, but he's not the guy, as you said, that's winning them the game.
Yeah.
I would really just like to see like a Storm Spirit, even though they have the Pearl Moira, a Storm Spirit would be really decent here to secure that TDL can't really jump anyone, especially as he's going for the Genjuro now, which will open him a lot of solo kill potential.
Yeah, we already saw with those Dark Leads, especially he jumps in there, it's going to wreck your face. So, it really does even go back to the Alchemist Bones on Corrupted Disciple a little bit more, too, where, as you're pointing out, that they want to kill him at the top lane, but Corrupted's just, he's not a hero that has that mobility, the jump potential, of course. He can run pretty fast eventually, but realistically, isn't going to be countering this Parasite a lot compared to a Magnus, a Bubbles, heroes like that, or Midas that may be able to jump in and get that. Now, meanwhile, speaking of Corrupted, they jump him down here. Cover of Darkness comes out as they're trying to fight this right now. Andromeda Swap pops a Void Talisman, going to TP. Is this actually going to work? It's not, but they get the turn kill onto her at least. Meanwhile, top lane, Parasite pushes in the tower, so talk about a distraction right there. That's definitely what that was. Parasite on the run now, but actually in the end, looks like he is going to be caught, however. But now the bottom lane, the rest of the Legion heroes are not going to push that. So they're just really keeping them on their toes as they eventually get 2 tower kills, losing only Andromeda and Parasite. So I think Evil Corporation's overall pretty satisfied there.
They definitely are. And Masari actually decided to still go for the Alchemist Bones. So...
Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't. What are they expecting? I don't know. That just seems really silly to me. I think that you're right though, that's definitely frustration kind of kicking in now. That he's so frustrated that they're having trouble getting this Parasite that's all he's thinking about, rather than the actual game. As far as the, is this really going to be the best pickup for the game? Because I mean, you agree, right? Like this is not a good pickup here, or do you actually think it is?
No, I definitely agree.
Okay.
I would definitely see any other item have more impact than Alchemist Bones at this point.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. The damage on Pearl.
Alch Bones not doing much against the Stark Lady right here. Yeah, that's, things like Storm Spirit, tablets. I mean, I'm looking at the inventories as a whole right now of this Homeworn side, and all I see are portal keys and Alch Bones. That's all that stands out to me. And those are not items that are going to win you games, especially in team fights, with where we're at right now. So, I mean, even Corrupted Disciple, he's going to Soul's Bulwark here, which armor's obviously going to be great against this Legion side, so I guess that could prove to be a pretty good pickup, but he's going to need a lot of time before he's actually a decent threat here.
The problem I have with that is I think he's going to keep it on minus armor, and I definitely don't agree with that.
Yeah. Oh. Moira went for it. Unfortunately came up short.
Yeah. Nice try anyways. I mean, at this point, they kind of have to make those plays to come back into this game, and I'm sure they are aware of it.
Yeah. Was worth the attempt, but obviously coming up short there. As Moraxis, is trying to chase down Parasite, but going to be unable to catch him in the end. Yeah, something else we really haven't mentioned yet, too, but you see the post-haste coming out here as well. This has been a pretty popular strategy with Tundras lately. The multiple heroes getting the post-haste and being able to port to that Shiver to help set up kills. It's almost like an M4-esque style of gank here as a result of that. So that's another thing that Panties Boys is just having to deal with throughout this game. And hell, even Dark Lady will join the party as he gets post-haste.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it makes a lot of sense. Oder seems to be fighting top. Yeah, everyone post-hasting in, so...
There you go, coming into play. There goes the Arcane Vortex at least, but Dark Lady comes right out. Cover of Darkness eventually is going to kill Morax. You saw the bubble doing a little bit of work, but not enough. Magnus stuns it with the Eruption Hour, but the swap from Andromeda again. Near's on top of those, as you'd expect at this level of play. And I think Panties Boys is just going to have to throw in the towel here. After this fight especially, it's just not going to happen. They're just getting worse and worse as the game goes on as far as scaling goes against this Dark Lady. And there you go. GG, well played. Game 1 will go to Evil Corporation here in the end. The Imba Boy Dark Lady, clearly just too much. 725 GPM to end it there. What are your final thoughts on this game here, Squirry?
That was a pretty impressive performance by Evil Corporation. I mean, the draft was just on point, and they made a lot of work of the, as you mentioned earlier, the post haste and the Tundra Bird with split pushing, and yeah, I just don't think the Penny's boys had the lineup to react to it properly.
All right, so game number 1, once again, going to Evil Corporation right here. We'll see if Penny's boys able to Have a tougher fight here in game number 2, but it is Evo Corporation after all. Again, going into this, definitely the expected team, and really are the looking good team so far here in cycle number 3. So it is a challenge. We knew that going into it, and it's definitely turning out to be that. We'll see if Panties Boys has enough fight, though, to make something happen here in this second game. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We got that second game coming up just around the corner. We'll be right back here on HONcast. HON Tour Season 4, Cycle 3 coverage. Group stages continuing to come at you next.